Everybody shut up and action. Is Lucy a good movie? Yeah, it is a banger. Alright, so basically my friends introduced me to this movie. I thought it was interesting, so I watched it and oh my god, was it good. This is essentially the story about understanding, about theorizing what it would be like if humans were able to use 100% of their brain cortex or brain capacity or whatever it is, in the context that humans are currently in real life only able to access and utilize only about 10% of our brain's capacity. On the other hand, if you look at other mammals, they use much less. There's only one species that uses their brain cortex to a higher capacity than we do, and that is the dolphins at 20%. And they have naturally developed the capabilities for echolocation. So it's theorized what would be possible for humans if they were suddenly able to use more of their brain cortex capacity, or what would happen if they reached 100%. And this is a movie that explores that kind of concept through the story and journey of a young girl who is being kidnapped and forced into taking into a drug transport sort of scenario, a drug trafficking sort of scenario. So yeah, this is a really, really interesting and captivating movie. It has a lot of metaphors and symbolism that really plays into understanding what's going on in the surrounding sort of scenes, building up the tension and building up the situation, creating anxiety with you and what's going to happen next. And through this entire journey, you're kind of hooked onto this character to see what they're going to do, how they're going to get out of the situation if they will be able to. And once the capacity for using the increased amount of cortex capabilities is unlocked, you're kind of able to understand this naturally, and obviously the movie's going to go in this direction. This isn't a spoiler, but oh my god, the capability, the possibilities are endless, and oh my god, it is actually a really, really interesting insight. Like, is this true? We don't know. We can only theorize on what would happen, but seeing everything play out the way it does, it just provides so much fascination on the capabilities that the humans could potentially possess. Obviously, this is all sci-fi fantasy, and I don't know how much of this is true if humans would be able to unlock greater cortex capacity for usage in their normal everyday lives, but this movie just makes it so fascinating to think what humans could potentially be able to do. Obviously, this is just a theory, but still, it is fascinating and really intriguing because it is a potential possibility, and it just makes you think that humans, it just makes you think to the possibility of this world and how there's so much we don't know and there's so much still left to explore, and the possibilities humans can go to and what we could actually achieve. Like, look at what we've achieved so far in life with only using 10% of our capabilities. The movie clearly points this out to us, and it just makes you look at what humans have accomplished in a new light, and just makes you stare in awe at what humans have been able to do, from going to the moon with less technological advances than we do now, being able to attain flight in general, being able to create civilizations, societies like this. Obviously, politically, there is a lot of issues and between human relations between different countries, like even in our own societies, there's a lot of issues, and that just comes from humans being humans and human nature impeding our abilities like that. But there's just so much. Humankind is honestly such a fascinating species when you look at it from this perspective, and this movie just gives you a whole new appreciation for our species in general. Honestly, as a movie though, this movie is absolutely stunning. It has some really interesting VFX, and it has a really amazing performance from Scarlett Johansson and all the other actors. The acting performances were really well done. I really fell in love with the characters there, and you're just really hooked by the story and the narrative and how everything progresses, and you're just kind of hooked throughout this entire story. You don't want to look away. You don't want to turn off this movie. It is a really entertaining movie in general. Really, honestly, it's just a really enjoyable film. If you haven't seen it, I would suggest it. It makes it for a good evening watch with dinner, and yeah, at the end you'll feel like, oh my god, this was a nice, satisfying movie. I really enjoyed this. It opened my mind to a few new possibilities to think about, for sure. It made me appreciate my species, and it just makes me look at life in a new way. Yeah, like, not a new way I'm going to change my life now, but it just makes me appreciate what humans have been able to do, and that maybe now I want to contribute into the society to develop even further. And, if one day we could achieve using more of our cortex, I would definitely want to be able to use more of my cortex, because that would be really cool, especially if I gain powers like that. But knowing human nature, that should never happen, because there would be a power struggle and a lot of wars, for sure. And yeah, that is Lucy. It is an amazing movie. Is it rewatchable? Kinda. I mean, it's not exactly one that you're constantly like, yeah, I need to rewatch this, but it's like not one I wouldn't mind rewatching. But is it immersive? yeah, I kind of got lost within this movie. I really fell in love with it, and it's just a great movie in general. I give this movie a solid 85%. Absolute banger. Definitely check this one out. Peace.